The central sort of solution in this book that I want to emphasize is what I call inclusive localism. Now, localism is a word for community, an empowered community. That is, push more decision-making back down to the community, which over the years has migrated up into the state level, into the national level, into the international level. I want to push it back down so that people have a sense of control over their lives. So how do we create communities that are strongly bonded with each other, but are not bonded because they keep others out, but because there's more value from the inside, and allow for people to leave or to come in, and therefore are in a sense a vital and efficient element of society. The inclusive part, to my mind, is affected largely by the other two pillars: markets, which traverse the borders of the community and bring goods and take away services and goods from the community, and the state or the national government, which ensures that each community is part of the larger nation and therefore contributes to many of the things that nations do well. So how would one reinvigorate communities? There are many failing communities, but there are also communities that have picked themselves up. Now, often what you need is a leadership group. Every community needs to start by looking at what its strengths are. And the leadership group helps it do that, identify how it can pick itself up. Central to revitalization is bringing economic activity back. If you don't have economic activity, much harder for a community to flourish. The reality, however, is there's no one path. It's much like development. We can look back at the cases where development took place, and we know what happened and why it happened, but put those same things together in some other place, it's not clear the same things will happen. But the good news is there is success, and we should build on that. One example of a community that's built itself up despite the odds is a community in Chicago, the Pilsen community. Now, Pilsen is a community which was originally Eastern European in character, and over time changed character. The immigrants were a lot poorer, and the initial wave was of more crime, more drugs, more violence, 21 gangs over a span of a couple of miles. What Pilsen did was essentially say, we need to change. We cannot live under these circumstances. A leadership group got together. They started a movement. And that movement involved first dealing with the sources of crime. So when, for example, there was an incident, people came out of their door so that the crime got crowded out. That once you see a lot of people there, the criminals sort of start leaving. As they started bringing crime down, some of the positive benefits of communities started showing up. Businesses were looking for relatively cheap places to start warehouses, some to start restaurants. I mean, this is a community where a job at McDonald's is actually a step up. And as these restaurants came and started opening up, more youth got jobs and now no longer had to rely on crime. They started improving the quality of schools so that when kids left school, they had a future to look forward to. So this was a community-led effort, so much so that now the risk that Pilsen faces is of a lot more people from outside coming to want to buy houses inside or rent houses, which is pushing up the cost of housing for the native dwellers in the community. Well, that's a good problem to have. It suggests the community is becoming much more attractive.